Well, a blessed good morning to all. Welcome to Thursday's devotion as we greet a new day and we give God thanks for the rest of the past night and we seek to embrace the glory of this new day. We welcome all who are joining with us. It is truly a joy to be able to share with you from day to day and trusting that these times of devotions would in some way impact your day and assist you in your own growth and becoming as one called into this world to serve. I pray that day by day we may all draw closer to our truest purpose. I invite you now to find that sacred space, that place where you go, whether it's physical or just within your own heart, and let us spend some time in reflection together as we seek to be in a special space for this time with God. Taking a deep breath. Just allowing ourselves to be here, to experience the stillness within our hearts. To know that God is in this place. To know that we are connected, that we belong. We abide in this space, in love. And so we come with gratitude. Gratitude for all that we have and experience. And we breathe in this space. Being mindful of the light that is within us. Being mindful of the fact that we've been called to be light in the world. And so we come deep within ourselves, allowing ourselves to go within and breathing into that heart space. Releasing all tension, all anxiety, all our concerns just for these moments. And just being here with each other. Feeling each other's presence. That common intention to be together, to share these moments, and to allow for the healing of the world through our openness and allowance. That allowance that is connected to our willingness to let be. So we are in that space now. And we know God is here because we are here. And wherever we are, God is. Let's take our time. Let us find that inner peace. And breathe into it. And watch it grow. The teacher says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, but to lay down one's life for one's friends." You are my friends if you do what I command you. I do not call you servants any longer, because the servant does not know what the master is doing. But I have called you friends, because I have made known to you everything that I have heard from my Father. You did not choose me, but I chose you. And I appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask Him in my name. I'm giving you these commands so that you may love one another. If the world hates you, be aware that it hated me before it hated you. If you belonged to the world would love you as its own. Because you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you. Slaves are not greater than their master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you. If they kept my word, they will keep yours also. But they will do all things to you on account of my name, because they do not know him who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not have sinned. But now they have no excuse for their sin. Whoever hates me hates my Father also. If I had not done among you the works that no one else did, they would not have sinned. But now they have seen and hated both me and my Father. It was to fulfill the word that it's written in their law. They hated me without a cause. And when the advocate comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth who comes from the Father, He will testify on my behalf. You also are to testify because you have been with me from the beginning. So we are together again another day, taking the opportunity to understand, to expand, to explore what God is seeking to do with us, to do in us and to do through us as the days come and go. These readings, these past few mornings from the Gospel of John, carry this wonderful theme through it of that sense of belonging, that sense of being connected to God, that sense of God working through the Christ and Christ working through those who are willing to listen. And the reminder that those who are willing to listen to the Christ are actually listening to God. And God will do, or the Father will do, whatever they ask because of this oneness, this connectedness. This connectedness that Jesus is speaking of is a connectedness grounded and rooted in love. And so this connectedness then is, in a very real sense, the understanding of ourselves as one. So if we are one, then that idea that Jesus offers of asking anything in his name, in other words, when we ask out of an understanding of our oneness, when we ask out of that sense of being at one with all that is, then it must take place, because who are we asking? There is no other. So our intention becomes God's intention, and God's intention becomes our intention. But this is a work. This is a work that we need to engage in. And Jesus reminds us that this work is a work that we may not very well see around us. We may not very well see persons engage in this work. And he uses the idea of his followers versus the world. And here, the world is perceived as that aspect of the divine that is refusing to respond to the divine. Because Jesus reminds them that he took them out of the world. He brought them out of the world. In other words, they, by responding, came out from that body of believer, of persons who refuse to believe, refuse to accept. He says that if it was that there wasn't an example of what is possible, if he didn't come into the world, if he didn't do what he did, and to show persons what the human being is truly capable of, if he didn't do that, we would have every right to go on in the darkness. Every right. But the fact that he, by his very presence, has shown us what humanity truly is, it means that when we don't allow ourselves to be all of that, that we are actually choosing the darkness. Have we ever considered that? I believe one of the errors that we have made through the years is that we've not understood fully the presence, the life, and the work of Jesus, the Christ. I don't believe that the important thing here in the Father's plan was for Jesus to be worshipped. I think the important thing was for us to be as he is. There is the sense that when we worship Jesus, we remove the requirement for ourselves to be as he is. Because in order for us to worship him, we have to be other than him. So if we are other than him, we can afford to worship. But at the same time, what that also means is that we don't have to be like him. And we've added all manner of thoughts to this idea. Jesus paid the price. Jesus paid it all. Jesus died for my sins. All of this seems to excuse us from bearing our own responsibility in responding to the call. It's not about believing in. It's about journeying in the awareness and the presence of the divine. It's about accepting the gift of the example of Jesus to the world and allowing that gift, that example, to inform us as to who we are and who we have chosen to be in this world. Our reason for being here, and how we are called day by day to follow this path, this journey, and to make ourselves as Jesus is. The Christ. The Christ is where we aim. So as you go through this day, as you enjoy the moments that you are alive, yes, with the very challenge after challenge that you face, but yes, you are alive. As you go through this day, hold somewhere in your awareness, I am called to be as Christ is. And this is not a moral judgment. This is not a whole question of morals. This is mainly to do with that openness and that connectedness to the divine. Because you see, when we are open, when we allow that divine grace to flow, that which you and I cannot do on our own, that which we have struggled time and time again to do, becomes second nature. Because, like it said, behold, I no longer live, but Christ lives within me. When we understand that, then we really start to live. Then we get it. and we can help others get it as well.